Welcome to the Lead Generation Podcast, where innovative entrepreneurs share their stories and secrets to success. It's time to take your digital marketing to the next level with your host, Bob Sparkins.
Hey, it's Bob. My conversation with Ashley Ann Jones continues in this episode. If you haven't already listened to it, jump back to part 1 to get to know more about Ashley Ann's entrepreneurial journey and the ways she makes her live events really stand out. Here in part 2, Ashley Ann reveals some of her top tips for navigating the world of social media profitably. Be sure to check out leadpages.com/podcast for the show notes, transcripts, and links to the resources that we discuss throughout the conversation. Now, here's part 2 of my conversation with King Ashley Ann. So let's switch gears over to your entrepreneurial zone of genius, which is turning social followers into customers and clients. You're super good at it. You've been doing it for a while. You continue to do it on a daily, but you also teach your people how to do that very actively. So my first question in this area is, when you think for the new folks that come to you, they likely come to you with a misconception about social media and what role it has or how to do it. What kind of misconceptions are you seeing? Maybe one of them, let's just highlight that if you could rid the world of that misconception, then a lot of people's lives would be a whole heck of a lot better.
That you need to have a huge amount of followers to make money on social media. That's the biggest one I see. And it drives me nuts. And I wish I could shake people because they're like, oh, I don't have 100,000 followers, so I can't make $100,000. No, reality, you only need like 100 people to like you to make $100,000 in a year. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. I have clients that have like in between 500 and 800 followers, and they're making an average of $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And then I have other clients that come to me that literally have millions of followers. They are verified and they cannot figure out how to make $10 a month with their pages, right? So popularity does not equal prosperity. That's the first one that I would say, get that out here, get it out of your brain.
Popularity does not equal prosperity. I love that. That's really a good takeaway already in this segment of the conversation. So for those people that are pretty new at trying to monetize social media, what are one or two of those first steps that you encourage people to take on so they're headed down
Yeah.
they're headed down the right path and they can avoid some of those wrong mistakes?
First step, I would tell you to get a creator account on any social media platform. Even if you are a business, the creator account is going to give you more flexibility. You're going to see better analytics. It's going to be better to engage with your audiences. And they're not, if you're a business, that social media platform wants you to get on there and run ads. If you're a creator, now they want you to get on there and create content so you can keep other people on the social media platform, if that makes sense. So creator accounts are definitely the way to go. The next thing I would say is pick a specific niche. And I know y'all hear it all the time, but yet I see people not doing. Y'all are ramming. I call it ramming, random acts of marketing. We need to stop that. Okay. What you need to do is you need to pick something that you want to be known for in these social media streets. And 80% of your content is going to revolve around that. The other 20% can be whatever you want it to be. And the reason this is important because you have to establish yourself as a resource. We've been in this weird like expert culture thing and I cannot stand it. And I'll be honest, I fell victim to it too when I first started learning social media marketing and conversion and monetization. I thought I had to be an expert. No, you don't have to be an expert. You need to be a resource. A resource is way more valuable because if you're a resource, it just says, this is what I'm doing and I'm going to share my experience or my knowledge or my content about this. I'm just going to share it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sharing what I'm doing and what's working for me or what's not working for me. And so if you can pick a specific category or niche or interest or whatever you want to call it, and 80% of your content is going to be either value based or relational based. Those are the only two types of content that make you money in the social media streets. That's it. Value based is when you're doing things like answering questions, definitions, terminology, showing people how to do things. So, like tutorials, breaking down case studies, talking to people about maybe a law that changed or something and how it's going to affect them. And you don't have to be first. You just need to give good information that's value. Okay. And if you're like a comedian or artist, making people feel good or making them laugh, that's still valuable. Then relational content, that's when you are like literally just getting to know people. Like, how do you like coffee or tea? You can say anything. I think people are weirdos that eat chocolate ice cream. It doesn't matter like which one has to go, but like literally just being able to build up. So it's like engagement and questions and what's your opinion and thoughts and meet my puppy or what'd you have for lunch, like things that are actually built on a relationship. That's how we make money. Like literally value based and relational content. That's it. You can put whatever other kind of content you want, but if you want to make money, you have to have those two.
That's awesome. And do you have any kind of ratio that you tend to follow, or do you kind of
I normally try and do 2 to 1. Two is going to be value based. One is going to be relation. So, like for instance, on my TikTok, my page is just let's level up together over there in general compared to Instagram, where it's really strictly let's make money and get to business as far as digital marketing. So on Instagram, I always have like affirmations, helpful tips, stats, things that help you with emails, funnels, softwares you should be using, stuff like that. And then for one post, I may put up like what I had for lunch or a date night or something like that. On TikTok, I'm more relational focused. And so it's the opposite. So I'm like two relational based or opinion post or commentary. And then one is, oh, by the way, here's some business information because there's a different culture over there. So I think also learning your social media platform is going to change like what that ratio is. So TikTok people are really more into getting to know more about you. And then it's like you can introduce this is also what I offer. And if they like you, they're like, I'll buy what you offer. and, and over on the other side, on like Instagram or Facebook, I feel like it's really more important to lead with the offer or the content or whatever the community is founded on. That's really what you really should be leading with over there.
cool? So let's say somebody's coming to you as a client and they only have time for one social channel, either Instagram or TikTok. What question are you asking them so that you know which one to steer them to?
The biggest question is I want to know who's their target audience. And it's a combo question. Who's your target audience and what do you help your target audience achieve? That's how I would figure out which platform they needed to be on.
Cool. And can you give an example of when one would steer them to TikTok and one would steer them to Instagram?
Yeah. So if your target audience is more, I would say, service based, or if you have a product, a physical product, but it has a higher price point, I'm probably going to steer them more into Instagram. Not to say that you can't find high price buyers on TikTok because they're there, but maybe you don't really have an affinity for being online. Maybe you're a little camera shy or something like that, you're going to have a harder time with TikTok. It's not impossible. It may just be a little overwhelming for you. Like the fact that people want to be that engaged with you on a personal level. Then if we have someone and they have retail products and they have a lower price point, I would say $4.97 or under, it's going to be really easy to convert a customer or follower into a buyer over on TikTok land. And also if you're coming over where it's something that's like consumer based, definitely a really easy transition over in TikTok land too, because you can really build all your content around showing people how to use it, consume it, eat it, how you're making it, shipping it, all of that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
Hey, it's Laura from the Leadpages team. Has this episode inspired you to ramp up your online marketing? You're in luck, because we have a special offer for our podcast listeners that will help you make your dream a reality. Get 30% off Leadpages when you start your free trial today. Build high converting websites and landing pages, promote your special offers with pop ups and alert bars, and track your results with in depth analytics. Go to leadpages.com/TLG30 to save 30% and start building your business. That's leadpages.com/TLG30 to get the deal before time expires. Now back to Bob for the second half of the episode.
And then with either of those two channels, how do you transition them from that value-based or relational content into the selling? Are you letting them find out through a link in bio type of situation, or are you doing deliberate posts that make offers? How frequently would you be doing those?
So in TikTok land, it's constantly, but you're always going to be in soft sell mode. So it's more, this is what I'm into. This is what I do. If you want to know more about it, me or text me or click this link. And then as people have comments, you can respond to the comments and encourage people to sign up, right? Sign up, go check out a link, join your list, whatever you want to do. Like literally, they may be like, oh, how'd you do that? I did this doing XYZ and Element of P. And if you want the details on it, go click the link in my bio and get this course or get this program or something like that. Or come to my store, whatever you want to do. And Instagram, you are going to have soft sales, but every day you have to make a hard sale. You have to just straight up and down say, here's a testimonial, go get this, right? Or DM me or click this link. If you have a tier one funnel set up properly, go click here and get my free stuff. But the back end, right, on that confirmation page is automatically always there should be an offer, and there should be an offer that shows up in your email. In Facebook, you definitely at least once a day need to be putting out a direct offer. TikTok, definitely more soft selling, just, oh, don't mind me. I'm on my way to the post office with this huge bag of orders to ship out. You want to know what I'm shipping? And people are like, what are you shipping? And then you can open up the door to talk about it because literally it's very communal over there. And so when people ask you questions, all you have to do is instead of a regular reply and like typing it out, you just push the button and turn on the camera and just answer people that way. And it's really great because it gives you a lot of traction. It helps you grow really quickly. And normally, if one person has that question, at least 1,000 people have that question, and you just answered all of them just like that.
Very cool. We could talk
Yeah.
all day about TikTok as well, because that's an area that I have no real experience in, to be honest. And I
It's
know that it's
fun. It's
something
fun.
that it's
I
fun.
would say this. It's the if people are like, what's the easiest platform to grow? It's definitely the easiest to grow. And the thing about people on TikTok, they will follow you to other platforms. So if
Mm,
you want them to come to your YouTube, you want them to go to your Pinterest, you want them to go to your Instagram, if they're into what you have going on, they will definitely come over and follow you.
that's awesome. Now, once they click from whatever link you've mentioned over to somewhere else, what are some of the tips that you're doing to get them on your list and then from your list to becoming a buyer?
Yeah, so I'm all about text messages. I know people like email lists. Don't get me wrong, I have an email list. It's good to go, but I want your phone number before I want your email. So I'm always, you want to try and create something that people feel like is worthy enough to give you a text. So if you're a live streamer or content, any type of reminder, people will definitely sign up because they know they'll forget and they're like, yeah, text me so I can remember to come to your webinar or come to your class. People love cheat sheets and checklists. They love them, and you can come up with a cheat sheet or a checklist for almost anything. If you have a restaurant and you want to give people like a free dessert or free appetizer or something like that, say, hey, text me and I give you this. People are more apt to text you than to download an app. And then on the back end, once they text you, you just send them a link and say, hey, you're almost there. And then on the link, you can have them download the app or put in a name and an email to go to an opt-in page for an offer or whatever you want to have done. That's the easiest way. And then if you have a big event or maybe you're doing like a giveaway or something like that, then you can say, hey, if you want to be entered into this giveaway, text me and we'll draw from someone that's here. And then also we use a lot of free things that we only give away to people inside of our text community. So I may give away a free marketing plan, or I have a 14-day crash course that's coming up called Scale Your Sales. You can only get that if you're inside of the text community. So things like that also really incentivize people to jump into your community.
Very cool. When it comes to creating your social content, are there any tools or apps that you've been using recently on your phone or on the computer that
Yeah.
you and your team can't live without anymore?
So I'm a lazy editor and I still make all my content. And so I like really easy tools to get the job done. So InShot, I've been using it for years. I still use it. It's great for like sizing, cropping, time lapsing, changing cinematography type filters, sound recordings, adding music, InShot. Bomb.com. You can get so much done. There's another dope app for your phone called CapCut. I love it. You can do all kinds of really dope like mirror effects and clones and all kinds of cool stuff with that. And then I like Unfold. It's designed for your stories, but it works really great for reels. And if you want super polished and beautiful covers for your reels or just stuff inside of your stories. Unfold will get the job done. They have all these cool templates, they have all these amazing fonts in there, and it's pretty easy to use. If you have an older version of Word Swag, I still live for some good old Word Swag. I have an old version and I just keep transferring it from device to device because in this one, it only has like maybe 13, 14 different fonts in it. You can only stack maybe 2 or 3 text box, but god dang it works, it's effective, and I can make content really quickly.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed word swag for a long time. Of course, we'll
Yes.
have those resources in the show notes, so don't worry about having to relook them up. Just head over to leadpages.com/podcast. Check out Ashley's episode. We'll get you the show notes, which will have those resources inside. So, Ashley, as we wrap up, first of all, thank you so much for the great wisdom that you've shared today. I'm wondering, is there a mantra or a saying that you like to have as a foundation for yourself, or one that you share with your clients all the time?
Be stubborn about your results, but flexible about the methods. And that just means you go after what you want, but give yourself some flexibility in how it's going to come to you. Almost anything that's ever come to me that's great, it comes in a package or a person that was totally unexpected. It doesn't normally work out the way I think it's going to work out. And so I just learned to let that go and just be, I'm focused on this is the outcome I'm going for, and just having the knowledge and I would say the discernment to be aware of when this is a step in the right direction towards that desired outcome.
That's amazing. So hopefully those of you listening will want to join us at accelerate180.com for the event in Houston. But even
Yeah.
virtually, you have some training available. Where can people find out more from you?
Oh, yes, yes, thank you. So, look, y'all got to go to planwithashleyand.com. I'm so excited. So, I recently hit 1 million followers in Instagram land. Super exciting. And so, to celebrate, I was like, we just got to do something big. On Sunday, I am doing a workshop. Now, we'll be there from 3 to 5 hours. This is intense because it's a real workshop, but I'm going to walk you through the blueprint to social media monetization. So we will cover tools. And of course, Leadpages is a tool that I use and I've used for years. But we will go through the tools, how you put them together, how you actually build up thousands of real followers that want to engage with you and buy your stuff and refer you and all of that good stuff, and the actual conversion methodology that you need. And we'll go through some systems that a lot of people just don't normally share, but those SOPs are going to help you turn out results on a constant basis. And so we're going to cover everything from A to Z that you need to know to actually make money in these social media streets. So go to planwithashleyand.com. And I normally charge $2,500 for this training, but it's going to be free. And it'll be Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Awesome. And if you happen to be listening to this at a time past when that has happened, will you have some version of this available for folks?
Yeah, yeah. What I've been trying to do is every Sunday I've been trying to do the training. So if for some reason you hear this on a Wednesday or something, don't be like, oh man, I missed it. No, just go over there and check the site. And if I'm not doing it that upcoming Sunday, I have the date of the next Sunday that I'm doing the training.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks again, Ashley, for all the great wisdom that you dropped for us today. Looking forward to seeing you in Houston and obviously online between now and then.
Yes, I can't wait to see you in H Town. And all of you guys, if you come because Uncle Bob sent you, you come up to me and you say, Bob told me to be here, okay? And I give you a big old hug.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Lead Generation Podcast from Leadpages. Take a moment now to subscribe to the show so you don't miss a single episode. Then head over to leadpages.com/podcast for show notes, bonus resources, and more ways to elevate your business. Thanks for listening.